All right, this is going to be a straight rant about a bunch of stuff, but I got to get it off of my chest. But I went to this open house job interview yesterday, and it's like I go there, there's like 40 people before me on this list, and I'm the 41st person. And, I meet the guy at the place. It's an Aldi place. And I meet him, and I'm thinking, there's no way I'm getting this job. Like these real jobs in the world. Like, I filled out 2 applications. I went down to the store twice. And then he's saying about if I would happen to get hired, they have to call me again and talk to me on the phone. And then they have to do another interview before they even hire you. I said, man, this is insane. Like how this work stuff works nowadays. Like that's why I hate getting jobs. I hate being at a job. I hate working at these jobs because it's so politically correct. It's so like I could tell the guy there, his name was Jared. He was all right, but I could tell that he was like he was like rolling his eyes a little bit, like because he did this with 40 other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's looking at me, and when I look over at him, he's like talking, and he's like, yeah, you'll be working 6-hour days, and he said this 40 different times, and it's like the repetition of it is just kills me. It does something to me I can't explain. And then, like I said, this is going to be a rant. If you like when people complain, then this is probably a video for you. But I'm going to be complaining in this video until I get to the other things I want to get to. But, like, I don't know. I don't want to do that the rest of my life. I don't want to be at a job and then I get this thing where my anger starts building up, and then things in my mind start building up, and then you can't vent these things at these jobs. This is the problem. These jobs want you to be so proper, and they want you to, you know, greet customers politely and, be like humans really ain't. We're really not like this. And then I'm the type of person, I'm like, man, I don't want to go in here with these freaking people. I don't want to go in here today with these assholes. you know not that you're always assholes, and not that you're assholes. It's just that's how people think sometimes. They don't want to be around people. They're bothered and they're pissed off, and then there's no way of venting that and letting that out. And that's why I like this, because I can vent this out and I can say what I want to say and what I need to say in order for me to get this shit out of my head. And like I said, if I go into these places and I go, I don't want to be with these assholes today. Why can't people just smile and go, yeah, I understand. I understand. It's okay. You can feel like that. Then I think it would be so much better to work at one of these places. But, when you got to put on this brave face, and then you got to act like something you're not, man. I see this so much, and it bothers me to my core. And then people go, I get, comments, and then from other places on YouTube that I write comments down on, not specifically my channel. And they go, oh, well, that's the way that the system is, and it's never going to change, and all that. Yeah, that's the way that the system and society is, and I don't want no parts of it. I don't want to be around that. I don't want to fake I don't want to fake it until I make it in a corporate industry and put on the mask every day for people. Why do I want to do that? Why would you want to do that? If you're somebody that works at these jobs and you do that for a living, look what you're doing to, if you don't like going to that job or you don't like going to that place that you're going to, look what you're doing to your health and your brain and your mind. And I understand if you have to make money, I understand all that. I know how that is. I've been there, done it. I'm no different than you. But our lives are so short. We only live 72 years. Men only live 72 years average. That's what they say. And then women live 76 or 78. They live 4 to 6 years longer. I don't know exactly, but just think in that little bit of time how much you are probably being something that you don't want to be. Why am I going to do that? Really? I sound like a tough guy now because I'm in an apartment, but I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a tough guy. I don't claim to be tough. I don't want to act like I'm tough. I don't need to do any of that. I don't need to put on that show anymore for people because that's not me. But for real, I'm at the point where I have a car right now. Not that that will be, not that that will hold up forever, but I'm just to the point where I'm about to just say screw it and just be homeless or something and just roam the streets and live and eat and sleep, or get some money together somehow. But then I'm going to have to do it the way that I don't want to do it. You see, it's like a trap either way. And then these things that I like to do right now, I don't have enough money to do the stuff that I want to do. And I don't know. It's really hard to explain. It's like I can't feel like a slave. If I feel like a slave to what I'm making money off of, or I feel like every day I have to put on this persona that I can't live up to, it just completely consumes my thinking, my mind, my health. I can't do it. I did it before. I worked at these jobs 8 to 10 hour days. I worked 8-hour jobs and I worked 10-hour jobs. And when I was at these jobs, I would come home and I would feel a little bit better in one sense, but then the other sense, I don't know what happens, but I have this pressure build up in my mental state and in my head. I get this pressure in my head from just not being able to really say what I want to say and do what I want to do while I'm at a job, because you got these sit up straight, look forward people that, and I understand this too. I understand people do this because this is what jobs make people do. This is what the workforce makes people do. I know how, I understand how it all is. I don't need a comment saying, well, that's how managers have to be and they have to present themselves well. This has nothing to do with presenting yourself well. It doesn't have nothing to do with that. It has to do with when I see you every single day and we are being this thing that we're really not. How can that not drive you crazy? How can that not build up something in you? And I see these people at these jobs and they look angry and they look frustrated and they just got that look. And it's a shame to say, because I'm very thankful for these people. I am thankful for these people because they're the ones putting food on the shelves for my fat ass. They're putting food on the shelves for you fat asses and everybody else that eats. Sorry, but see, that's how I think. That's how I think sometimes. Not all the time, but it's like that's how I want to speak. I want to speak in a manner where I'm really just getting it out of me and I can speak. But I've been at these 8-hour jobs and these 10-hour jobs, and my hands were swollen, fat, red because I don't know, I have the Hep C thing going on, and then I get this thing where my body gets inflamed and my freaking elbows hurt and my hands get swollen and stuff. So anyway, that happens. I'm not getting into all that, but my joints would be sore, and then and then I'd have this pressure in my head from thinking these thoughts like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go in here today. I don't want to do this. And then you go to the job and then you try to vent these things. I did. See, I'm just going to say me. I always say you, but I'll refer to me here. But I tried to vent these things and talk to people, and it's like they run away from you. See, they run from you because, if you're seen expressing yourself, or if you're seen talking how you really want to talk, then, we got to stay away from that guy, because he says what's on his mind, and we can't have that. We got to do exactly what the company wants us to do. We have to put on the Enzyte brave face. Yeah, we have to put that on, Like, how can people do this every day? And there are people that are doing this, and you know what? I feel sorry for a lot of these people. I really do, because I was put in those same positions, and I know what they are going through, and I know how they feel. I'm not saying every single person at these jobs feels this way. I'm not saying every person, but it's a lot of people. They do not want to go to these jobs. But the jobs would be better if you could talk about what you really want to talk about and need to talk about. Whoever told us that we can't express ourselves and we can't say what we really need to say? Whoever told us this stuff? Like, it don't make sense to me why when we go to these places that we have to put on this thing all the time, or we think that we have to be a certain way for everyone else. See, this is what these upper people tell us, but they're never around anyway. They're never there. When you're putting milk in the freezer at a job, and you're stacking the eggs up, and you're putting the cereal on the shelves and stuff, there is nobody there but you and the other people that you work with. So who are you putting this on for anyway? Who am I? Who would I be putting anything on for anyway? So see, that is a little bit of the reason why I do not want to work at any of these jobs where it's a corporate job, like Walmart or Turkey Hill, or I don't know, Boscov's. I don't even know if these places are around anymore, but anywhere like that where you have to greet people and put on this smile and stuff. It's like, I can't do it. I don't know if you can. If you can, then you're different. Then you're not like me. You don't have the same personality. But that's just one thing that I have on my mind. See, this is what I mean by these thoughts that I have on my mind. That's just one of many thoughts that I think about. And see, this is why it can drive someone like me nuts when I can't talk about this stuff. I hope people can understand this. They look at a person and you think that person's one way. You think that person's just thinking one thing. our minds can have thousands of things on it at one time. You can be thinking of what you did yesterday. You can be thinking if you're going to play a basketball game later. You can be thinking you got to take your walk. I got to eat this at 5 o'clock. I got to take my daughter here, my son there. I got to be at this job at this time. Later on, I'm cooking this. Then you can have all these other thoughts in your head of stuff. But that's just one of the thoughts. My arm's getting tired from holding this phone up. Yeah, that's just one of the thoughts in my head. And you see, if I don't express this, you can understand how it can drive one mad. And see, that's why I always go with the arts. I always go with writing. I always go with making beats. I always go with something where I'm moving compulsively because it keeps my mind off of these things. That's why I'm always doing it. And when I'm at a job, I'm sitting there doing something repetitively, and it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. And then I'm sitting there thinking, and then these thoughts come to my head. There's no way for me to express them to anybody or talk to anybody about them. And then I'm like, this is bullshit. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. I'm just beating my body up. I can't do nothing. And it's like, I just don't want to do that, man. I just don't want to do that. And there's probably jobs out there that are more suited for me, but I haven't found them. And if anybody knows of like jobs where you kind of work on your own, like someone that drives a truck somewhere and unloads something, then goes somewhere else, or like a janitorial position where you maybe go somewhere and clean bathrooms or something. I don't want to be somewhere where I'm repetitively doing the same thing over and over. I did it before and I don't want to do it. And then people say, oh, well, you got to work. You have to work to make a living. Well, no, not really. You don't have to work to make a living. There's a way that you can make a living without work. And I know what I want to do. I want to make music, and I want to do the arts. Everything art-wise I want to do, and I can do. I just don't have the right stuff that I need right now to do that. So I'm kind of stuck in this position. But basically, this was a rant about that, about the work. And I've been really, really procrastinating with that because I don't want to do it. I just do not want to do it. I don't want to go to a job. I just don't. It kills me to even think about going and working. And then, another man or somebody, they go, oh, well, you're not a man if you don't work. And, I don't have anybody to take care of but me. I live with me. I'm alone all the time. So I don't have kids. I don't have a sick mom or anything. And anybody that does, then do what you got to do. I'm not talking bad about anybody, but that's for me. I know that people can relate to that. I know that whoever might watch this, I know you can relate to the work thing if you work. But I don't know. What's the answer? What's the answer? See, I'm always left with this just being stuck, you see. And that's where it just makes me cringe, because I get stuck when I think about this and then I talk about it, and it just don't get me nowhere. So why do I want to go and do that and keep repeating that cycle? I already have enough cycles repeating that I deal with how I deal with, and then that is just another one. So anyway, that was my rant. Thanks for listening. I notice, not too many people will even watch this until the end of the video. If you did get this far, thanks again. Yet again, I just do this to vent stuff off of my chest. That's all. That's all, you know? See, this isn't hard. You see, I'm still getting used to talking with myself on a phone like I'm talking to other people, but this is not hard. This is easy for me to do. I don't have to put on a front. I don't have to put on a facade. I don't have to smile when I don't want to smile. I don't have to act like something for you. I don't have to be something. I don't have to run around like a wild man for no apparent reason at all. So that's the beauty of the arts. That's the beauty of writing and making music and being able to express what you're really feeling and thinking. That is the beauty in it. Yeah, it might sound corny or whatever, but it is. That's the true beauty that I see in it, because it's the only outlet that I have to do what I really want to do and need to do. And then so many other people want to do that, but they're too scared to do it because of what the world's doing. And then because of these jobs and all this other stuff. And like I said, I know it's not like that for everybody, but it's like that for me. If you're anything like me, that's what it's like for me. I don't know about you. I don't know how you run your life. I don't know what you do with your life. Your life is none of my business, you know, but I know for me, this is just me venting. If you are having some kind of problem, then you make your own channel and you vent it out. You see? Now, you don't got to get offended by what I'm saying. You can do the same thing. You can get on here and you can vent out on all your shit and you can have people listen. I don't have a ton of people listening to my stuff right now, but it's not hard. It's not hard to do this. It's just your fear holding you back. It's this societal fear and this concept of people are going to judge you thing in our heads that we came up with. And it's nothing. It's nothing. It's in your head, but it's like nothing. It's hard to explain, but I'm still going through my own phase of getting out of myself. I still haven't got there yet, though. You see? I haven't got there yet. That's why I'm getting used to talking on this phone, because I want to get out of me. I don't want to be in me. Like, I know what I need to do, but I don't want it to be about me all the time. And that's kind of what I was just speaking about. What it does, it puts me so much in me, if that makes any sense. I know it probably doesn't make no sense to anybody, but I don't know. If I'm not doing what I love to do and I'm somehow making a living off of it, then I don't want to live. That's just how I am. I don't want to live a life where I'm a slave. I don't want to live a life where I feel like I got chains around my ankles and I'm in like a jail. Like, I feel like I'm in the penitentiary and I'm not even in jail. That's how I feel when I have a real job. So, whatever. Thanks for watching.